Good evening and welcome to News 20. I'm Shay Simon.
And I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson. Parents of Parkland victims gathered on the Hill yesterday to make their voices heard following the tragic shooting on Valentine's Day. They were there to hear the bill that could potentially end the vicious cycle of school shootings. The Public Safety Bill Act, also referred to as the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, the goal is to establish the medical reimbursement program of victims of mass shootings in the Department of Legal Affairs. Other goals are to establish the Office of Safe Schools within the Department of Education, prohibiting a person younger than a certain age from purchasing a firearm. We'll keep you updated as more information comes.
And the Florida House Committee voted to allow teachers to bear arms in classrooms in response to the Valentine's Day massacre Tuesday. The committee referred to this as the School Marshal Program. This safety program was assembled in the wake of protests over Florida gun laws being provoked by the state's third mass shooting in less than 18 months. Parents and friends of the 17 killed by semi-automatic weapon fire at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School provided more than 4 hours of anguished testimony before the vote was taken. Following the rally last week, the gun control debate has heated up. I was able to go to the gun store and find out more on Florida's current gun laws.
Thousands gathered at the Florida State Capitol building for the Never Again rally led by students of Marjory Douglas High School in Parkland. Protesters rallied for stricter gun laws, and Governor Rick Scott heard their cry.
We will require all individuals purchasing firearms to be 21 or older.
Governor Scott also wants to ban bump stocks, which allows a gun to mimic an automatic weapon. While some agree, Tallahassee resident Reginald Austin wants a ban on assault rifles.
I don't think nobody outside of police or military ought to have an assault rifle. That's just too much firepower, and you can see the damage that it does.
Nicholas Cruz was able to walk into a gun store and purchase a gun just like this one, an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. In Florida, the law doesn't require you to have a permit or license to purchase a gun, and after you buy it, you're not required to register it.
Current laws also require a background check for purchase, but it is not extensive.
Background check checks to see if you're a felon, see if you have indictments out. There's a number of questions that they ask. It asks about your mental status. There are things that they can check. There are things that they ask, but they can't check until they're voluntary for you to give a truthful answer.
Lawmakers have until March 9th to approve the new bills during this year's lawmaking session.
Governor Rick Scott also plans to have a law enforcement officer in every school and at least one officer for every 1,000 students. A family is left with nothing after a fire destroyed their home late Monday night. According to the Tallahassee Fire Department, the family escaped after they were alerted about the blaze by their smoke alarms. Firefighters arrived at the house about 12:30 a.m. when they found fire coming through the roof. The home was located off of Centerville Road north of Interstate 10. The damages are estimated to be about $700,000, but luckily no one was injured, and the cause of the fire is still being investigated.
After his mother's health problems landed her back in the hospital, her son went to visit her Friday at Capital Regional Medical Center. But there's a deadly twist to this story, and digital journalist Ashley Flete joins us now live in the multimedia newsroom with this information. Ashley, what can you tell us?
Yes, Aaliyah, police say this all happened around 10 p.m. after the hospital's visiting hours were over. Police report that 22-year-old Alexander Sparks went to the hospital and stabbed his mother to death. Later at the Leon County Sheriff's Office, he waived his right to remain silent and spoke about what he had done. When investigators asked him if he knew why he was in custody, he replied, "I murdered my mother." Sparks faces a charge of first-degree murder and is held at the Leon County Jail without bail. That's all the information I have for you now. Live in the multimedia newsroom, I'm Ashley Flete. Back to you at the desk.
That's a tough story. Thank you, Ashley. More than 24 guns were stolen from a Tallahassee engineering gunsmith shop Saturday night. The Tallahassee Police Department are investigating the burglary at AdTech, an engineering firm and gunsmith located in northeast Tallahassee. According to police records, officers were dispatched about 9:40 p.m. where police discovered 29 firearms were stolen. The owner told police officers he left the business to have dinner and returned to discover someone had broken in and stolen some guns. The model of the stolen weapons are unclear at this time.
Florida State University made its Southwest campus expansion a top priority. This week, the university is counting on a vote that will help develop a blueprint, starting with creating better access off West Orange Avenue. FSU also intends to create a new transportation network linking Tallahassee International Airport and the city's downtown area.
Well, Rickards High School will be undergoing some renovations thanks to the Leon County School Board. Here's our very own digital journalist, KAYLA Lawson, with more on the story.
Recently, the Leon County School Board voted to allot $30 million towards the renovations of Rickards High School. At a Leon County School Board meeting, all board members approved this $30 million budget. Buildings 5 and 6 will be torn down, and the students will receive a new 2-story building that's approximately 20,000 square feet. According to Superintendent HANNA, these improvements are a long time coming.
They're long overdue. For a long number of years now, the residents in that community have been given an empty promise of an $80 million project in a new high school. And that new high school was rejected 3 times by the Department of Education, but now we are committed to making significant improvements at both Rickards and Fairview middle schools, and I'm excited. Tonight, the board have unanimously approved those projects moving forward, and I think you and the people are going to be happy with what they see there.
Superintendent HANNA isn't the only one excited about these renovations. Students are ready to see changes as well.
The renovations will be good. In my mind, I would have preferred if they built a new school, because it probably would have been cheaper. But I think it's good. The school is in due need of repair, and the renovations will just give everyone a better feeling of the school and just improve the morale of the students.
Tariq Sally, who is also a member of Rickards Student Government Association and Student Advisory Council, mentioned other plans the school has for the renovations, such as tearing down their 800 building to create an open courtyard in the middle of the school and moving student parking. Rickards High School is receiving up to $30 million in renovations, while Fairview Middle School is receiving up to $20 million. In Tallahassee, I'm KAYLA Lawson for News 20.
Hoy and Stark Architects will be paid approximately $817,000 to create this new 2-story classroom building. Renovations haven't started yet, but we'll keep you updated.
And yesterday was National Guard Day at the Capitol. For the recap, let's check in with digital journalist Belynda J. Wesley. Belynda J., what can you tell us?
Florida National Guard Day took over the Capitol yesterday. The Florida National Guard brought out tanks and weapons and informed the public on what the National Guard entails, with the main job being National Guard ensures public safety. This ranges from providing emergency relief during natural disasters to detonating bombs to preserving peace. That's all I have for you. Now back to you all at the desk.
Welcome back to News 20 at 5, and thank you for sticking with us. I'm Shay Simon.
And I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson. Let's get right back to the news.
Police are looking for the driver of the Dodge pickup truck seen in the surveillance video. It was taken in a parking lot of an Austin, Texas Walmart gas station. It shows the truck slamming into a woman who was walking across the parking lot. The driver never stopped. Another person came to the woman's aid, and she was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The victim is in her mid-40s. Police released the video taken at around 2 a.m. on February 9th to ask for the public's help identifying the driver.
Let's find out what's brewing. I'm Angelicia, and this is BRUTON'S Brew. Dick's Sporting Goods will no longer be a retailer of assault-style rifle guns. Dick's CEO Edward Stacks said back in November his company unknowingly sold a shotgun to the suspect of last week's Florida high school shooting. It just put a pit in our stomachs, and we do not want to be a part of the story any longer, Stacks said as he was talking to reporters about the backlash he received for the abrupt halt in sales. Stacks says he knows that this decision to stop selling assault rifles will come with backfire, but says children, parents, and enduring grief from society has prompted his decision.
Good evening and welcome to eLive. I'm KAYLA Lawson here with the latest news. Get ready, Tallahassee. FAMU alum K. Michelle is returning to the capital city. The singer, who is currently on tour, has added a stop in Tallahassee to her schedule. You heard me right. K. Michelle is set to perform in the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center March 23rd at 8 p.m. Tickets are now on sale, and to learn more about ticket pricing and the rest of her tour dates, you can visit her website, thekmichelle.com. Good news for all you Fresh Prince fans, but bad news for all of you that hate reboots. A Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot is in the works. Well, sort of. According to TMZ, trademark applications have been filed to secure the rights to the name Fresh Princess for a television program and virtually every other media platform. You heard right, the reboot is set to star a female lead. As of now, there's no word on who will play the new lead, but the search is ongoing. There's no confirmation on whether Will Smith or any of the original cast members will be participating.
Welcome back. I'm Brandon Jones here with your sports. The FAMU men's basketball team will face off against rival school Bethune-Cookman University tomorrow. The Rattlers are on a 3-game winning streak for the first time since 2013-2014 season. So it appears that the Rattlers are making some progress under first-year coach Robert McCullum. FAMU will play against the Wildcats tomorrow night in the LAWSON Center. Some are calling NCAA's worst nightmare a harsh reality. An FBI probe revealed corrupt dealings involving some of the top college basketball players and coaches. These corrupt dealings came to light when wiretaps showed Arizona coach Sean Miller trying to negotiate a deal worth $100,000 for a player. Some say that this is no surprise as some players are under enormous financial pressure. Athletes such as LeBron James have weighed in on the issue. This furthers the argument whether or not college students should be paid. On a lighter note, Miami Heat player Dwayne Wade made a game-winning shot in a close game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Wade made the shot with 5 seconds left, bringing the final score to 102-101. That's all I have for the sports right now. We'll be right back after the break.
Serena Williams' husband is making returning to work after giving birth a little easier for her. Her husband and Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian had 4 billboards put up along a major road leading into Palm Springs, California. That is where Williams will compete in March. She hasn't played since January, and the billboards feature 4 different giant images of their daughter, Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr., with the caption, "Greatest mama of all time." That is so sweet.
That is definitely adorable, Shay. Speaking of mamas, what is Mother Nature doing for us this week?
Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high being 74 and a low of 43. Saturday will be pretty sunny with a high of 70, but with a low of 41. Sunday will be sunny as well with a high of 70 and a low of 42. And Monday, we can expect some partly cloudy skies with a high of 70 and a low of 50. Now that's all I have for your weather today.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. For Brandon and Michaela, I'm Aaliyah Wilkerson.
And I'm Shay Simon. Thanks for watching, and remember to also follow us at thefamuandonline.com for more news updates.